Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to On the Sofa with yours truly, Esther Austin. And with me tonight, this afternoon, it may be morning there, wherever you are across the globe, I have the legendary, love that, Sister Sledge. So with me is Debbie, Camille, and Tanya. Tanya, I did remember, I promise. Oh, ladies, this is a real blessing. Thank you so much for taking the time to speak to me on my show tonight. And I've had the privilege of interviewing Sister Sledge about 2 or 3 times now. And it's always been a really, really great conversation.
So good to see you again. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you, yes. Yeah, I'm going to turn the music down. Let's just turn the music down a little bit.
It's
fantastic.
So
there we go.
Esther, you're looking beautiful as usual.
I'm trying to keep the weight off the face.
You're looking beautiful. And it's so good to speak to you again. And
yes, thank you.
We always have great conversations with you.
We do. And before I go any further, I like to ask my rather mundane question, and I'm going to address you all individually, if I may. Tanya, gorgeous Tanya. I like to ask my guests in a nutshell, in a peanut shell, or maybe a crab shell. Who is Tanya?
So Tanya has been with us for, do you want to answer
maybe
that?
8 years or a little over 8 years now.
A little over 8 years. And she's been with us. She was there when Joni was with us.
Yes.
And so she became great. We all became great friends. Joni loved her. We all love her. She's like another daughter for me. And
I feel like I just stepped into family.
She's just a dynamic performer, and she just fit right in. And she's like family. We meet family like you also.
Yes.
Who you meet family that you didn't know you had.
Absolutely.
And that's what it is with Tanya. And this is my daughter Camille. Yes.
Hi, daughter. Hello. I'm going to ask you the same thing as well, Camille. Who is Camille in a nutshell, in a walnut shell or a coconut shell?
I've just been singing for as long as I can remember. I always loved looking up to my mom and my aunts on stage, and I thought that what they did was so amazing. I also felt like they were philanthropists. I thought they were helping people. It made me want to really do it. So I started doing my own music when I was probably like 13 or so, and just fell in love with it. And I really love live performances. And now I have my own band, which is Phoenix Afrobeat Orchestra. The Phoenix Afrobeat Orchestra is like 14 members big. We're a really big band, and it's a wonderful time playing with all these, fun, great musicians. And then I also, of course, sing with Mom and Tanya.
That energy that she has, the both of them, I have to keep up because that's dynamic on stage.
Really, we have a lot of fun on stage.
We have to keep up with her.
That's the truth.
She's the one.
That's the truth.
No, but that's that dynamic that they both have in their live performances. They're seasoned artists, so we just lucked up when we all. And there are 2 other members of the group. That is Joni's son Thaddeus, and that is also my son David, my youngest son. So
okay.
Yeah.
So you really are. We are family. Excuse the pun. And also, is he the greatest dancer?
I think so.
Yeah,
I think so. David is a great dancer and a great performer, great singer.
Brilliant. And ladies, we're going to be talking a bit about your music, a bit about your journey, and also this is International Women's Month, and I know that Sister Sledge are very at the forefront of voices, women and their voices of expression, because I remember the last time I interviewed yourselves, we all sat on the couch, and this when Joni was alive, and we all just had this great conversation about women, but not in terms of bashing men, but about the empowerment of women. And at the essence of that conversation, Debbie, was love. Was
Yes.
love.
Yes. The one of the greatest things that we can learn, first of all, is to love ourselves.
Yes.
And that's something that I learned from my Aunt Jerry, who was a phenomenal, and my mom, both phenomenal women. And one of her things she's always saying is, you can't love someone else if you don't love yourself. That is the essence of love, you know, and even the scripture says, love your neighbor as yourself. It's not talking, you know, he's not talking about two things. You have to know love so that you can give love. And
but then how, for a lot of people, they say how, because obviously people go through different experiences in their lives, and their perception of love could be many different things. So how would you show someone that love, or show them how they can experience that love, Debbie?
I think that for someone who may not know that, or may not ever experience that love, they need to. And I think one of the things that we do when we don't know that love, we kind of look out for, when you come to the end, let's say you've come to the end, you've got disappointment, you reach out to God, and that's where it all starts. That's where it starts. And that love, the love of God in you, there's nothing that can overcome that. That's the greatest thing. And that's one of our mantras. Nothing is greater than love.
That's true.
Yeah.
And Charmaine, is it Charmaine? Having one of my moments. For you, what has it been like growing up with your mother and your aunts who have been incredibly successful? What has it been for you? And I'm not saying on the sidelines, but do you know what I mean? Just watching these incredible women, and it wasn't just about the music and the dancing, but the message, because the message of love was the thread that ran through everything whilst they were having fun, dancing, and wearing all these fantastic costumes. But for you, how did you experience that as a child?
It was really empowering for me. I really thought that, you know, in the world, you can do a good thing. And if you have any talents or any skill set, you can contribute that to doing good in the world. And I thought that was a lesson I learned growing up with my aunts and my mom singing, and they were like that on stage and off stage. They were always expressing love in different ways outside of music and being on stage too. So yeah. And really, even with my grandmother, she was, you know, such a strong, empowered woman. And she really, really enforced that. Everything that they did, everything that we did, it was always, you know, this re-empowering, reinforcing messages of love and kindness and having a big heart for others. And yeah, it was amazing. I'm feeling blessed. Really blessed.
And it's interesting because this whole thing of love, we can sometimes speak it, but it's not something that is spoken. It's something that is felt. It's something that's seen. It's something that oozes out of you. It's the essence of our soul. Tanya, I can see you really, understanding that. What just love the energy of this. Love it. Thank you.
It's everything. It's everything. It's a force, and it's an energy that drives us. And you know, because there are times when you know, various circumstances will cause us to lose touch with that, but that's what returns you back to where you're supposed to be, and love is inspiration. You know, it just serves so many different purposes,
and it's a strength.
It is an absolute strength by itself. So
yeah,
that's why.
But you've all had that basis, though. You know, you share about your grandmother and the strength that you got from her, and so it seems as if there's that sort of, that stairway to heaven. You have the grandmother and the great grandmother before that, and then there's the sister Sledge, and then there's that step, because you're building and you're it's like a legacy. You're leaving a legacy of love, the family. Debbie.
Yes.
Oh, good.
That was on point. That was exactly on point.
Well, yeah, and I want to say, with these strong examples, that love is what gets you through some very hard things. You can reflect back on that. You know that is something that's never going to go away. When you encounter the love of God, for instance, that's never going to change. It's never going to go away. And you can draw back on people that have shown that love to you through the years. I can draw on that. And you can also be an influence. I know of somebody's story where they just gave somebody a smile. They just happened to smile at somebody who was just on the street. And that
absolutely
really changed that person's life. I mean, just that beginning of that this person noticed them. They were at a very low point. This person noticed them, just smiled. And that just changed their life. That was the beginning of them turning their lives around. So it's just
because it's that sorry, apologies. I think sometimes I cut in because there's a slight delay, so I do apologize. But then I guess with that also, it's that recognition, isn't it? It's because when you're on the street, you see people passing by all the time, and out of maybe the thousands of people that pass you on a day, one person gives you that smile, and it's acknowledging that acknowledgement. It's like, I see you, and I'm in that space. I'm honoring you.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
And that's what we need to give each other as sisters, especially.
Yes.
Yeah.
We have it in us, and we need to keep always encourage each other.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And so, Debbie, I didn't ask you that question actually. Who is Debbie in a nutshell, a peanut shell, or I have to go there.
I just feel like I'm just extremely blessed to have such a legacy. I have, I mentioned my mom, my grandmother. I had many aunts who were really strong, and strong men in the family also, but they were really an example for me. I mean, my mom, she had so many children that weren't hers. They just gravitated toward her, and they called her mom. and it's happening to me, and I love it. I have so many children now, and I pray for them all the time, and I feel very, very blessed. I feel very blessed. It's just awesome. And in a nutshell, music just happens to be a vehicle through which I can pour out my love, and it's been family. So I feel very, very blessed to be able to do something I love and to be around people I love.
But then you all emit that, and when you emit love, you attract certain type of people into your space. And this, I mean, I remember when I interviewed all three of yourselves many years ago, and even though as sisters you have your ups and downs, yes, but then there was this real connection. And I know this might sound silly because you are sisters, but I think you understand where I'm coming from with this. There is that real deep connection between the both of you, and the sort of camaraderie and the little sort of jostling and the jokiness, but you can sense that energy of togetherness. And because you've been singing about it all this time, it's become you.
Oh, yes, and thank you for that. That is encouraging. It's encouraging to be able to sing a song that's real, and to also to carry that message. and to show people this is real, guys. And you know, we are all a part of this. We're all a part of this. So there shouldn't be any walls. There shouldn't be any walls or that would break us or hold us from encouraging and loving each other and inspiring each other.
Yeah.
I think we are family. We got a lot of people through the quarantine. A lot of
That's
times we were, right? A lot of people were messaging and
Instagram. I've been seeing you guys on Instagram a lot. Always on Instagram. I'm like, they pop it up all over the place.
Yeah, it's such a blessing. Such a blessing.
You can't see people in person. We got to figure it all out. So we're on that Zoom, being family,
Right.
spreading family, giving love, you know, all over the place.
Yeah, eating chips, you're on Zoom, you know, eating a cucumber on Zoom. Like, these guys are cool, you know, you're having breakfast.
tell her again, Lorraine. You know, on Instagram a lot.
Yeah, right.
Instagram, IG, get her. You get on Instagram.
But
oh
man,
it works, especially in quarantine, right? Social media has been
it's kept us all alive.
keeping people
in
together.
2020.
Right, together
And-
even apart.
Yeah, sorry, apology. And Tanya, you know, when you're up on stage and you're performing, where do you go? Where does the music take you? But also to be on stage in front of all these people that you are gifting your gift to. How does that feel?
It's so hard to describe sometimes because it's a level of joy that is beyond any other level of joy that I have felt in my life. It's spiritual because I feel like God works through me when I'm at my best on a stage, giving this to everyone who's in front of me. My favorite thing is to exchange energy with people and exchange that love. It's my favorite thing in the world, to sing something that means so much just to other people, and you can see the joy on their faces and they get excited and they give you back that energy, and then you take it to the next level and give it back to them. It goes back and forth and it takes you to a high that's just it's beautiful. It's just a beautiful, beautiful thing. So that's my absolute favorite thing about performing, honestly. Just it is love and it's excitement and it's the ultimate joy.
Brilliant.
And it's the ultimate joy, not because it just comes from me. It comes from God. It's a force that we, you know, connect on and give to each other, even on stage. And you can tell we have moments where we look at each other and we're like, we're in it. You know, let's give this. And it makes it
like on Instagram, isn't it?
Yeah, right. So that's my favorite thing.
I just want to add that I learned early that when it's real, it's real. It's not a performance.
Right.
You're giving what your real self, you're giving what you have, and you're in that moment. So every audience is different. Every show is different. Every show is new. It's fresh. And that's just the best formula. That's the best medicine. Just be real and have fun. When you're relaxed and having fun, the whole audience is going to relax and have fun.
But we rehearse a lot. So we can relax and have fun.
Yeah,
right?
You get your mood right.
Rehearsal was a person.
They're pointing to me. But yeah, I believe in, you know, knowing your craft so well that you don't have to think about it. You can just be real and have fun when you're doing a performance.
Out of the mouth of wisdom. That's the mouth of wisdom. That's the voice of wisdom there, isn't it? You know, listen to what your mama said now, Camille. Don't fight it.
There's a look that enforces that too. There's a look that enforces that too. You know, don't be slipping because moms will look at you like, you got that note, right?
The raised eyebrows. You get the eyebrow raised. You know. Yeah.
You get a wrong note. She'll just look.
I heard that. But she won't even have to say, I heard that. The eyebrow tells you. Oh, she heard that. She heard that.
I'll give a smile.
Yeah.
Oh, brilliant. And Debbie.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, apologies. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, when I make my own mistakes, I just laugh.
Well, I'm trying to laugh with this headphone because I'm trying to keep this headset on. It's slipping down. So I'm trying to make it look very sort of like a fashion accessory. So if you notice, I keep doing this. Yeah.
It's lovely.
It's cute. It's cute.
You think so? Yeah. I was trying to dig it into my lock so it wouldn't slip down, but it's not doing that. So on occasion, you'll see my hand come up and I'll just do this.
Yeah. Right.
And Debbie, I noticed that you had a new album, if I get it right, that came out last year, and you're singing the songs of Nina Simone.
Yes, I had the privilege and honor of doing a live performance, just honoring Nina Simone. So we chose songs from songs that she'd written and some that she made very famous, and that was such an honor. I don't know. I just stretched myself because she's one of my favorite artists, and you can't go near anything that like her. So you be yourself, and you just give honor, and you stretch yourself. So and so we have an album that came out. It's called Sledge Sing Simone, and it's
available on all platforms.
So
she won't say it.
Included Instagram.
Let's say it on Instagram again.
Check out your iTunes.
Right, iTunes, Spotify, everything. Right.
But it was I had the pleasure of doing it with Niels Landoki out of Denmark, out of Copenhagen, and Victor. Yes, we had excellent musicians. Francois Moultin and and Victor on the drums. Awesome. It was Victor just Jones? Awesome. Yes, Victor Jones on the drums. It was just such a pleasure.
Oh yeah, it was good.
And why Nina Simone? Because I know she was very much an activist. She was very much, I would say, a feminist. She was very strong in her views on the rights of others, the rights of her for her own, against racism, and she really stood her ground. So what was it about her that attracted you? Was it those qualities and attributes?
Exactly, those qualities and the strength, her inner strength, the strength of this woman to speak out, to be herself. And she was not intimidated by anyone that expected anything different of her. She wanted to be herself, and I admire that so much. And I encourage these ladies, and I encourage the members of the band members. I want them to stretch themselves to their best best self.
I'm really thankful for that.
Me too.
Truly, because she has brought out so much more out of us than we ever thought we had, and she constantly encourages that, and it really means the world. Especially, not just as as women, but certainly as women, especially as women, actually means the world. But it also means the world personally, because we're constantly we all really love each other. And
I was just want to get the tissues out.
It's so real, and we dig deep and we hold on to that because it forces us to just raise to the next level. To where it doesn't even feel forced, because it's really just a love lifting us up.
Yeah.
And so we really embrace that, and we take that.
We don't know how good we were until we started to get this push, and
it's the truth.
The best mentoring that you can have as a singer.
Right. They don't. I'm so proud of them. They don't. You don't know. You don't know. There's still more. There's still more. And I also want to say something else about Nina. She is an example of someone who was not afraid to speak up. And I think we're at a time in our lives where we as women need to speak up. Yeah. And we need to not be afraid what comes out of our mouths, because it's important. We have stories to tell, and we have advice to give. Yeah. We have wisdom to impart. Yes. And it's time, and we also have some fussing to do.
Amen.
Let's do it.
You got some what to do?
Make things better.
Fussing.
Fussing.
Strong stand. We need to take a strong stand. There are some things that we don't agree with. Let's let it be known, because changes have to be made, and that's the way they're made. We have to not be silenced. We have to not be afraid to speak.
Amen.
Hallelujah. I'm feeling one good.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Amen. Yes. The church.
And Camille, if I may come to you. It is Camille, isn't it? Yes. Sometimes I have some senior moments, so you'll have to excuse me. I need to go and get some more vitamin D. But but as you've evolved into the artist that you are now, you've just shared that you've got your own band and you're performing. You know, even for you, when you are on stage within your own identity, what does that feel like? Because there's your identity, and then there's the collective identity as Sister Sledge, and the three women as well, with the band. But what is it for you as an individual, and as an individual, the daughter of Debbie? Is that making sense?
Yeah. Wow, these are really good questions, by the way.
Thank you.
I really feel I used to separate the two. I used to say, oh, I'm Camille Sledge over here on stage, and then I'm a member of this group over here on one hand. And so I want to be myself in both instances now. It took me some time to get there. I didn't realize that was okay to do until, like we were talking about before, me and Tanya get this encouragement from Mom that is just so uplifting, especially as a singer, because sometimes you don't want to jump too far out of the box, because you feel like if you do that, then you won't get as many jobs, you won't be able to, make a living and do your thing. And it takes that courage, that encouragement to know that who you are is okay, it's good enough, and you have more stretching and growing to do, and to do that every chance you get, So I've been able to grow.
It's a freedom.
What I want them to get is they're awesome. Start out knowing that you're awesome. Esther, you're awesome.
Yes.
Start out knowing it.
As well as the headphones as well.
Yes.
Say it again, I'm sorry.
We just need to say it all together.
We are awesome.
We are awesome. Wow. And anyone who's listening to this as well on Facebook Live, I'd like you to say that to yourself, because there must be many people who are going through something at this moment in time. And just talking to these ladies, they embody that awesomeness. And they're not saying that life has always been easy. But what they're saying is, at the bedrock, at the platform of their lives, they've got this foundation that they can step off from. Every time that they have those moments, they can draw on that, from that well of awesomeness.
Yes, and that's for everyone. It's not that you're more than someone else, but the best you is mind blowing. So start from there, and don't be afraid to step out and stretch yourself, because there's no limit. There is none.
I love that. Every time you said about expand and stretch, I mean, Tanya, for you, where are you going to be expanding and stretching into?
Oh my goodness. I mean, just, the encouragement to be my best self, that includes writing more, and writing more freely and honestly, and and from the deepest parts of me, to share more stories, to share the love that I have, and joys and hardships. You bring that into your music, and you pour all your emotion in. So that's what the expansion for me means, is that it's really tapping into all of that and crafting it in such a way that you can truly feed someone else's spirit with words, and with the energy that you bring vocally. I want to bring all that, like, truthfully, honestly.
Tanya is literally one of the best songwriters I've ever seen at work.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm so serious, Ton. She
Spotlight.
is. I wanted to say that. She's a songwriter that unmatched songwriter,
And I
vocally, background vocals, everything.
I think we're all really stretching out that way.
All of
Big
us,
time.
the group members, they are contributing such beautiful songs, and we're very excited about the music that's forthcoming.
Yeah.
Has written some beautiful music, and not only just the music, but vocal arrangements that are just awesome. And Camille, same thing. And then David is writing, and Thaddeus is writing,
Yeah.
and so we're all writing, and so we're very excited about
Yeah.
the music that is coming. That's one thing that 2020 has allowed us to do, and that is to get into the studio.
Mhm.
Brilliant. I want to ask you if I can come and sit on your sofa.
Yes.
Yes.
We're always like, yeah.
Because I like all this, I like the message of expansion. And what's really beautiful about this conversation, ladies, is the importance, as Debbie said, of women having their voice and raising voice and using their voice and utilizing their voice. But also, it's the type of voice that we are raising. And we have to be mindful and conscious of what is coming out of this, because they always say that the tongue can be either a tool to uplift or to destruct. And so whatever's coming out of our mouths is that process of our own internal self-reflection, to say, okay, who am I at my core, and what am I delivering? What is pouring out of me? To be aware of that.
That is awesome. You are good.
Right?
Yeah.
So good.
Yes. The scripture says, out of the mouth flows the issues of the heart.
Yes.
So what's in your heart, that's what's going to come out of your mouth. So let's take a look at our own hearts and see if there's sadness, what's there that's making that sad? Because we can bring light into our hearts.
Absolutely.
And we can overcome that, or we can gather together with sisters of that are going to lift us up.
Absolutely.
And help us or others, So yeah,
Let's make
that's
that
a very
contagious.
strong word.
Let's
You
make
can-
love and joy more
Yeah.
contagious.
You can
Right.
you can create your own world by what comes out of your mouth.
Mhm.
I want to come and sit on your sofa. I want to come sit on your sofa.
We got a space.
You said I could create my own world.
Yes, yes,
Mhm.
absolutely,
You've spoken it.
absolutely, Esther. We sat on yours.
Into existence.
Yes, we did.
Mhm.
And it's such a pleasure talking with you.
Yeah, it is. And what's the time now? Oh gosh, there's a time. And sort of in winding down, ladies, and I like to ask this question to all my guests is, what can you say that will inspire and encourage people, especially during these times? The pandemic has been quite hard on a lot of people. We've lost a lot of people.
Yeah.
And some people have utilized or been forced to use this time to strip away, to come into, to explore, to express, whilst others are still struggling through it. So there's so many different things and places that people are in just because of what's happened. So what would be your words of wisdom to support people as they go through and come through?
Right. I want to say, and I'll let everybody say something. I want to say there's hidden treasures in the darkness.
Mm.
Look for those. Look for those, because they're, like we said before, there's a love that cannot be destroyed. And if you're looking for it, you're going to find it. Just look for it.
Yeah.
And if you can't, if you're just totally overwhelmed with darkness, find it in your search for God, because He's there. He's right there on your mouth. Just call out. He's there. And that's what I would say, because I just want to keep it short, because I know these ladies have something to say too. And
Just the same.
Yeah.
Agree.
Thank you.
And
to
it's going to
reach
be
out.
all right. It is
Yeah.
going to be all right, because the God of the universe, he's good and he is love.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's going to be all right.
Prayer helps.
See the beauty in the struggle.
And
Yes.
don't be afraid to reach out, whether it's to family, friends, or directly to God. Reach out. You'll get what you need. You will definitely get what you need. Don't allow it. We feel stuck at certain times, but you can't stay stuck. You gotta reach out. Someone will pull you out. Something will pull you out. And if nothing else, the God's love will definitely pull you out.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Oh my gosh. You know, thank you so much, ladies. Thank you so much for your wisdom, for your time, for the laughter. I mean, I made a decision this morning in terms of making a huge decision to step into a different place in a few months' time, and I'm going to do it. And this conversation has just inspired me, because I want to go and do cartwheels after I finish this, because I've got all this energy inside me. But just thank you for your time. And thank you for the wisdom, and thank you for sharing. Ladies and gentlemen, I've just interviewed the Legendary, and I love that title, Legendary. Sister Sledge. Camille, Camille, Debbie, and Tanya. Bless you both. Bless you all.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.